How would you like to build wealth the way the big banks and Wall Street funds do? We'd love to show you how to buy discounted or distressed assets currently held by these institutions. And then we want to share with you the secrets of how to profit from these assets. As I'm sure you know, there are many ways to profit from residential real estate. You can buy and hold property for appreciation. You can buy and rent or otherwise produce income from property. You can buy and renovate or improve property and then sell it for a profit. And you can accelerate your returns on all these strategies with good financing. But have you ever stopped to wonder why the biggest institutions in the country and the world don't dominate these markets and methods? Why isn't Bank of America or any one of the many Wall Street hedge funds out flipping houses? They may do a little of it from time to time as needed, but they've found a much more efficient and lucrative way to earn money from real estate. They've learned that the best position to be in is that of the lender. Ask yourself, why do many of the biggest residential real estate companies wind up eventually becoming lenders? It's because there are fortunes to be made with notes, or loans, or mortgages, or trust deeds. These terms are all very similar. They're all agreements to borrow money, typically with real estate as the collateral. The big institutions hold these notes, but they also buy, sell, and trade these notes for big profits. They only get involved with the underlying property when they absolutely have to. And when they do, they're essentially buying property at a big discount because they held the note that defaulted, and they took over the property for the value of that note. Year after year, they buy notes, sell notes, and exercise their rights under those notes, and then sell the property they acquired, all the while generating phenomenal profits and growing wealthier. We want to teach you how to grow your money the way these institutions do it. Fortunes have and will be made by becoming the lender and managing a portfolio of notes. Consider this example of one of our students. There was a property in Idaho that was worth about $135,000, but it was in foreclosure and vacant. So the institutional lender was selling the note to get it off their books. They were willing to sell the note for $81,000. One of our students bought the note, putting down $20,250 and financing the rest. By buying the note, our student became the lender. Now, it was already in foreclosure, so they worked with the servicer and the attorneys to get the foreclosure finished. Just 45 days later, it sold at the foreclosure auction for $111,560. After paying program fees, legal fees, and interest on the financing used to buy the note, the investor walked away with a profit of $23,299, almost doubling his money. Now, we're not the first investors to notice that there's a lot of profit to be had in note investing. There are others that have profited from doing what the banks do, that is, buying, selling, and trading notes. But all of the other organizations and instructors have focused on notes held by private individuals or small entities, often the result of seller-financed property sales. It's a good business, but it's nothing like what institutional investors have access to. But now, for the first time, we will show you how to get access to the institutional portfolios of loans or notes. We'll show you how to bid on and purchase, at a discount, a portfolio of these notes from institutions. We'll then show you how to improve the notes in your portfolio and sell them at a profit, or take control of the underlying properties when necessary. All of this is the brainchild of George Newberry. He was a prolific real estate investor who started from scratch and amassed a large portfolio of properties, primarily in the multifamily residential space or apartment buildings. During the last mortgage crisis in 2008, George began buying distressed mortgages at discounts. His primary intent at the time was to offer struggling families sustainable solutions to stay in their homes. But he quickly realized that the majority of notes were held by institutions that were not willing to sell to private investors. So he went to work on figuring out how to unlock access to these assets. Over the last decade, George has developed many relationships with the institutional managers. He's worked with them to create solutions that give private investors access to buy discounted mortgage notes from these institutions. For instance, he's formed a trust to solve several issues that prevented institutions from selling to private investors. He developed a mechanism for financing note purchases. He built a servicing company that specializes in working with these assets. He's bought thousands of notes and developed systems for working them out in profitable ways. He organized 2 law firms that specialize in the strategies he uses. He developed an online marketplace for these institutional assets, and he's begun teaching his methods and strategies to other investors. His work is changing the note investment landscape, mitigating losses to institutional lenders, and accelerating returns for local investors. The details of the systems he's developed are now incorporated in the Master Note Investor Certification course. We invite you to take part in this course and learn to buy, work on, and profit from the notes that are being sold by these institutions. This money-making system can mostly be carried out from an office, which is why the big institutions employ a lot of people in offices. They are rarely out rehabbing property, dealing with tenants, or fixing clogged toilets. As you build your own portfolio of notes, you'll enjoy the same working conditions as they do. For instance, another one of our students invested recently in this note that was in default. They purchased it for $32,300. They financed the purchase, putting just $8,075 down. After some fees and interest charges, they were into the deal for about $12,500. Our student began the foreclosure process, but the property was worth quite a bit more than what the borrowers owed on the note. They sold the property 5 months later, resulting in an easy 10% profit in just 5 months for our student. Beyond making some decisions, there was very little effort on the part of the note holder. She never had to visit the property. She never had to do any rehab. And in this case, didn't even have to finish the foreclosure. In fact, a high percentage of these opportunities are quite profitable without ever having to take over the property. Even better, the strategies we teach work in all economies. You can make money in up markets, flat markets, and down markets. This is a business you can build for decades to come. Of course, it's especially good in difficult times, like those that many people believe are about to happen. If you have some money to invest, if you have some work ethic, and if you're willing to follow the directions we give you in this course and the coaching we offer, you can see your investments grow dramatically. Here's another example. This was a note for which the collateral was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home in Yuma, Arizona. It was worth about $194,000 when the owners defaulted on the first mortgage. The bank was willing to sell that note to get it off their books for just $135,000. One of our students bid on it and purchased the note, secured by a first mortgage, becoming the lender. He financed his purchase of the note, putting just 25% down. So after paying some fees and the interest on the loan he obtained to finance the note purchase, he was into it for about $42,000. He then worked with our team to handle the foreclosure process, and about 6 months later, the property sold at the foreclosure auction for $222,000. His profit was over $47,000. He more than doubled his money. Of course, property values in the area had gone up during that time, which helped the profits. But even if the property had sold for much less, it would have been a big win. What's more, he never had to take possession of the property. He never had to renovate or deal with tenants because he held the note and mortgage, not the property. Now, there are currently a lot more notes for sale on properties just like this one. In fact, right now, there are thousands of non-performing notes for sale, and many times that number of performing notes for sale in the United States. Some have loan balances that are higher than the ones I just showed. Others have loan balances and purchase prices that are a lot lower. In fact, in some cases, you can acquire a non-performing note for less than $10,000. Some of the properties associated with these notes are in better shape than the ones I just showed. Some are in worse shape. Some take longer to turn a profit, while others can be turned around in just a couple of months or less. In fact, we've owned some, and many of our students have owned some, that were paid off for a nice profit in just a few days. Here's another recent example from one of our students. This note was secured by a property in New York. The owner had passed away, owing over $72,000 on the mortgage. The bank was selling it, and our student bought it for $63,400. She chose not to finance the purchase. After fees and legal expenses, she was into it for a little less than $68,000. But the home was worth quite a bit more than what was owed on the note, and the estate sold the home 9 months later. Our student, the first mortgage holder, was paid in full, resulting in more than $14,000 in profit. She earned more than 20% on her investment in just 9 months with very little effort. So ask yourself, what if all of these examples had been in your portfolio? What would you be able to do with the profits? And what would it be worth to you to learn how to do this? Would you be willing to spend a few weeks to learn? And would you be willing to invest a few $1,000s to do so? We want to show you how to complete these transactions and many more like them. We've put together a very detailed course sharing all of the strategies we use to purchase notes and then profit from them. The course is online and video-based, which means that you can work through the course at your own pace. The online videos and written materials are combined with live weekly mastermind groups and bi-monthly deal labs to review actual deals and opportunities. It's divided into 5 major sections. In the first, we cover the people involved in note investing. In this section, you'll meet all of the people involved, learn the terms and vocabulary being used, and learn how to navigate the lender and note holder community. In the second section, we cover the fundamentals of mortgage notes. In this section, you'll become an expert in lending and notes. You'll learn all about mortgages and trust deeds. You'll learn about how lenders look at the math involved in lending. You'll learn how to buy both performing notes and non-performing loans in the secondary market. You'll learn all of the strategies for profiting from notes without taking them through foreclosure, such as loan modifications, deeds in lieu of foreclosure, and many more. We'll go through the foreclosure process and how to make it easy, and we'll show you how to get financing for your note purchases. The next section is entitled 10 Steps to Profiting from Institutional Note Investing. In this section, we'll walk you through our proprietary system for finding, analyzing, buying, and profiting from institutional notes. This system has been honed over the last 15 years and was released in all its detail for the first time in this course. There's also a section entitled Deal First Aid. Every deal is different, and there are occasionally bumps in the road that could derail your profits if you don't know what to do about them. In this section, we'll cover all of the potential surprises, however rare they may be, and show you what to do to get your deals back on track if they happen. And then finally, we'll show you how to build a business. We'll share with you how to manage many deals at once, profiting from a portfolio of loans rather than just one at a time. In addition to these 5 major sections, there are several additional bonuses to help you through your journey to becoming a certified master note investor. There's a fast start guide. For those who learn best by doing, we'll show you how to quickly jump in and get things started. There's a written manual. All the notes and tools are contained within a written manual you can refer to again and again. We'll give you lots of tools for note investing, including spreadsheets, guides, deal flow charts, and more. We're offering a one-on-one coaching session with this course. During that session, we'll help you to set your goals, map out your path, and get expert advice from one of our deal mentors. We're also conducting weekly mastermind sessions. Each week, you'll be able to join fellow students to discuss specific topics from the course. And we're doing bi-weekly deal labs. You can get the creative juices flowing by reviewing completed deals each week. You can also strategize what could be done on active deals and notes being offered. Interested yet? Well, before you register for this course, let me share with you one more of the thousands of successful note investments we've seen. One of our students is a savvy and experienced real estate investor out of Boston who had never invested in notes before. But he decided to swing for the fences by buying a note for just over $1.8 million. The collateral for it was a beautiful property on Singer Island in Florida. He financed his purchase of the note, putting down $455,000. He took it through foreclosure, and in this case, he wound up with the property as what is often referred to as an REO, or bank-owned property. There was a tenant in the property, and he negotiated to have them move quickly for $25,000. He then put another $250,000 into renovations, and he put the home on the market. 6 months after he bought the note, the property sold for $3.8 million. His profit on this one deal was well over $1 million. He wrote to us saying, "In my long career, this was the best real estate deal I've ever done." So what is the system worth to you? Would you be willing to spend $50,000 to learn how to do this? What about $25,000? You and I both know that there are many real estate investment course tuitions that charge these amounts. Many people succeed after going to these investment courses, and therefore it was worth every penny they paid to attend. But we want to show you a better way to invest in and profit from real estate. And if you do it right, it could even be free for you to learn these strategies. You see, through this course, you'll have the opportunity to become a certified partner of ours. By completing the entire course, including the short exams for each module, and then completing your first 2 deals, we will certify you as a master note investor and do the following for you. First, we'll refund your investment in the course. As a partner of ours, we don't feel that you should pay for the training, so we'll refund the tuition. Next, we'll invite you to our Insider Mastermind Investor Groups, where you can see deals getting done and network with other people that are doing them. We'll also give you discounts on program fees and events. And if you choose to, you could even become one of our affiliates and even one of our mentors. Both opportunities allow you to earn some additional money by sharing what you've learned. So this could all be free for you and even produce income beyond the returns on your investments. Many real estate educators who have looked at what we're offering have told us that we need to charge at least $5,000 for this course, and we may do so in the future. But our primary goals for now are to dramatically increase the number of savvy note investors as we head into what many people feel may be some difficult times. During the last major downturn, George found himself inundated with distressed mortgages, and even though he purchased thousands of them, he was not able to keep up with the inventory. We don't want that to happen again. We want everyone to be able to learn how to do this. So for now, the course tuition is just 3 monthly payments of $595. Or if you prefer to save money by prepaying, you can enroll for just $14.95. We're looking for people that can learn our system and employ it to earn outstanding profits over the next few years. We're looking for people that will complete the course, do their first couple of deals, and become a certified partner of ours. So if you have some work ethic, if you have some money to invest, and if you're willing to learn and follow the strategies outlined in the course, we invite you to register now and begin what could be an incredible new journey, one that could change you and your family's life for generations to come. Click the button below to get started. We look forward to working with you.